Markup will begin. We have a markup 2 days today and 2 days next week. We have divided it into non-controversial and controversial bills. The bills that will be up today and tomorrow, we are going to be going in to do both FHA and TRIA, but it seemed to me we could make the best use of the time by doing in the opening hour we would have until they call us to the floor the non-controversial bills. We will do some of the controversial bills next week. I do want to know, one bill has moved from the non-controversial to the controversial category and therefore will not be up in this time. That's the bill that would amend the data protection to deal with the rulemaking to give consumers the right to appeal if they have been given a charge that they think was unfair. It's the FACTA Act. You members will remember that we stupidly, and I was one of the ones who voted for it, so I can say this, gave, I think, 7 agencies the right, the responsibility of doing that. I said that we recreated the dysfunctional equivalent of the U.S. Senate. So, not surprisingly, nothing happened. The bill would give it all to the FTC. Comptroller Dugan called yesterday and said, in effect, look, we acknowledge that we should have done this and didn't, but we're now ready to do it. I'm ready to, and they're going to fight it, and some of the bankers don't like it. I still think it's a good idea, but it's not non-controversial any longer. Instead, I think we will have a hearing. I will invite the regulators to come and show what progress they are making. And what I said to them, to be honest, was, look, they can beat us to the punch. If they do this right, they can get a bill passed, they can get a reg passed quicker than we can get it past the bill. I'm not going to stop trying to pass the bill, but our preference always was for them to do it through that process. So that bill is pulled. The others, Hope 6 and the flood insurance, are still on for next week. That is the opening statement that I had to make, and I will now recognize the... before we do that, and before I get to the right member, I should have done this before. I would ask for a moment of silence. When we were notified of the terribly sad death of our colleague Paul Gilmore, Mr. Backus received word, and we were asked, people may have wondered, not to say anything at the time. It was a very tough moment for us, but we were asked not to make any comment. There was still some confirmation going on. So this committee has not yet had a chance appropriately to mourn the passing of a dear friend and colleague, and I would ask for a moment of silence now in memory of Paul. The markup will resume, and the gentleman from Texas is recognized for an opening statement.